Welcome, Cadet Nation. This is Dr. Kosiorek, Superintendent of Schools, and we're here with another episode of Cadet Chat. We have some very special guests on today's show. We have all the way to my far left, Sophie Johnson as the Mad Hatter, and we also have Maddie DeGraeve as Alice. And this year's drama presentation is Alice in Wonderland. So we're going to start out with a few questions today. Welcome. We are so happy to have you here. Join the show. And we're so excited for you to share your experience with the Greater Hilton Learning community. So tell us a little bit about your background in participating in other plays and musicals.
So I've been in White Christmas in the past through Hilton High School musical program. I've also done Cinderella, which was a play through Hilton High School, and I've did some years of theater club at Northwood through the school as well.
Oh, awesome. How about you, Sophie, or should I say the Mad Hatter?
I did shows at Stages Theater Company in the city. I did that since 7th grade, and I did that until 10th grade, and then I overlapped through 9th and 10th grade doing shows at school. And I've done almost every single show at the school since.
Oh, that's great. Tell us a little bit about the preparation for the school play, and how has it been so far?
It's been very good. We just go over our lines at night before we go to bed, stuff like that. And then we come to rehearsal. We play with our characteristics we're doing and our movements, and we just perfect it.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. At first, it was definitely a little overwhelming with the amount of lines that I have to memorize throughout the show, but as I've gotten to work with so many different people in a lot of different scenes, it's been a lot of fun, and I've definitely gotten a lot more familiar with my lines and acting and movements and stuff like that, so I'm really excited for the show.
Great. So I'm going to assume that you had to audition for your role in the show. So what made you decide to audition for the roles that you did, or how do you think that the advisors and put you in the roles that you're in?
I auditioned for Alice, and honestly, I didn't really know what role I wanted to get. I kind of just thought, like, might as well try it out, see what happens, and lo and behold. So I was surprised that I got Alice, but I was definitely very excited and very, very happy to have this opportunity to play Alice in this production. Yeah.
Sophie, tell me a little bit about Mad Hatter. Was it something that you were trying out for, that you wanted to attain, or did your talents align with the need for that cast member?
I think that the Mad Hatter is always he's a weird guy, he's funny, he's smart, he does big movements, and you kind of don't really understand him, but you just kind of let him do his thing, and I really like that. And when I auditioned, my thing I did was, instead of just looking at my lines, I tried to memorize them as much as I could the day before, and so I could do the big motions.
Great. Well, I can imagine being a student and having the workload of going to classes every day, along with having to memorize your lines and act everything out. That can be a lot. So what do you guys do? How do you manage that? What are some of the tricks of the trade?
So it was definitely something to get used to at first, having to, I mean, this play is a huge time commitment for sure, and it was a little hard at first for me to balance that with school and academics, my other extracurriculars, but eventually I was able to find balance. I mean, I have a certain time every night that I do my homework, and I just make sure to stay on top of my lines, stay on top of my homework, and as long as I don't get behind, I can stay balanced with it.
Great, great. How about you, Sophie?
What works for me is making sure that all of my homework is done when I'm in class, or in the down times at rehearsal. I just get all my homework done, and then I don't stress about that, and I pay attention in class, and then so I don't have to study for tests as much.
That helps, definitely.
Yeah.
Using your time the best that you can with the study hall. I know some students that maybe choose to do some different things during study hall, but you're being focused on making sure you're prepared for your assessments and doing your homework, so that's great. Have you guys made new friends in the play?
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
I mean, definitely, even through the past year of me doing the shows as well, I've made a lot of new friends, and luckily most of them are still doing it this year, so it's nice to have this awesome group of people that we all know and are comfortable with to do the shows with.
All right. Well, tell me, Sophie, tell me a little bit about the cast. Who does the cast represent? Are they from all different grade levels?
Yeah. There's a big variety of grade levels, people who come from all different social cliques or whatever, and we just come together with friends.
Yeah, that's kind of neat because, you know, we have students from so many different backgrounds that have different friend groups, and you're able to all come together and work towards something and get to know people maybe you wouldn't have if you didn't participate in drama club. Awesome. Are there specific moments in the play that you really look forward to performing?
Yes. So the Mad Hatter has a tea table. It's 20 feet long. It's got cups and cakes and teaware everywhere, and I get to walk on that table a couple times, and I get to trip and fall, and it's dance, and it's fun.
Just because I know your parents, I'll ask you this question. Do you practice that at home on the table?
Not on my kitchen table.
Okay, just wanted to check to make sure. Very cool. Alice, how about you?
I love the Tweedledee and Tweedledum scene. We get to sing and dance to Here We Go Around the Mulberry Bush. And I mean, it's silly, it's kind of stupid, but it's really fun to do, and it's a really funny scene. I think the audience is going to enjoy it.
Great. I know a lot of our viewers are aware of Alice in Wonderland. Maybe they've read it or they've watched a movie rendition of it. But could you guys take the time to tell us a little bit more about the story of Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, so at first I didn't realize that this show was actually Alice at Wonderland, and it's a modern rendition of the show. So Alice mentions going to Starbucks, and she always has her phone on her. Basically a modern teenager nowadays.
All right. Sophie, anything to add to the storyline? What should we expect?
It's really interesting because Alice is modern, but the rest of Wonderland is the original story. So the interactions between like characters not knowing what certain things are, it's funny.
Oh, great. What advice would you give younger students who may be watching this or who are interested in joining your club?
I would say whenever you're doing something, just do it 100% and put your best into it. And if people don't like it, it doesn't matter.
I love that. I agree, and I think at first it's very scary starting out, but once you get to know all the kids, you learn that, you know, everyone is in this together, and you just have to try. You just have to go for it, because you never know what's going to happen or come out of it, you know.
All right. Do you have any secrets on how you stay in character and how you, I can imagine possibly being up on stage, you could become nervous. Do you have some trick that you do to maintain your cool and make sure you're doing your best in your performance?
Yeah, well, I always just bring it back to the fact that, I mean, as a teenager myself, I find it easy to think about Alice's motives throughout the show, and I think that's what helps me stay in character the most, is thinking about what does she want, how is she trying to communicate with all these different characters she doesn't understand. Portraying confusion a lot is a big part of it, too.
Sophie, what do you think?
When I'm on stage, I'm not Sophie, I'm the person I'm playing. Like, I'm not Sophie playing Mad Hatter, I am the Mad Hatter. And that's what helps me.
Oh, that's awesome. Very good. What's next for you guys? What do you see? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you think you'll continue to act, or what are some of your aspirations after high school?
Well, I'm going to college, and it's going to be difficult for me to, like, I can't do the school plays anymore. So I'm going to find, like, drama clubs, improv troupes, like, things to, like, singing. I'm going to keep playing guitar and
Excellent.
keep going.
Yeah, I plan to go to college as well. I'm hoping to become a psychologist, so I don't really see acting as too much of a factor in my future, but throughout college I would love to continue singing and taking voice, stuff like that.
Great, excellent. Who are some of the biggest influences in your lives, and who has been your inspiration? Do you have some adults or friends that have inspired you to be who you are today?
I would say Mr. Miller, definitely. He's just he's a spark of joy, and he's always like being kind to people, and he has so much on his palette, but he keeps going. Motivational.
Puts everyone's needs before his own, and it really shows.
All right. I was actually giving a tour of a class that had graduated. They were back for their reunion, and we went through the auditorium, and it was a Saturday afternoon, and he was up there working on the set. So he's definitely committed to making sure you guys have a great experience. That's great to hear. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with me that I haven't asked you that you'd like our audience to know about you or about the play as well?
I think that it's definitely worth coming to see the show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's something for everyone of all ages to enjoy.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, thank you once again to Sophie Johnson, all the way to my left, the Mad Hatter, and Maddie DeGraeve as Alice. We're so excited to see their talents and the rest of the cast coming up very soon on Alice in Wonderland. So Congratulations, thank you, and I hope you come out and enjoy the show.